back with Austin Hall from Belfry High School, 4-time state champion. I was fortunate enough to coach Austin since he was a freshman to his junior year. He was an unbelievable defensive end for me. He played weak side defensive end his all 3 years, and then got moved to strong side defensive end this year. And what was the difference in that strong side defensive end this year?
Well, the main difference was because I had, or what I did play at weekend, on the weak side, the ball went to my side more or less, and
it is more or less you just got, you know, it on the weak side you get all kinds of stuff, and on that strong side you don't
get the rushes, you know, blitz, you don't get the pass coverage.
So you had to stay more focused on just doing your job. Cause trust me, I coached in that defense. Yeah. Do your job. Let the linebackers make plays if they can. Do your job, and if the D ends don't do their job, what happens?
They score.
They score.
Yeah. You gotta push it back in.
You gotta push it back in.
And that's why I was wondering, because I mean, you know, you're like family to me, and you know, ever since you was in middle school, I thought I was like, man, that right there would be playing on Saturdays. I mean, you got everything that it takes to be a D1 player, and you know, this year here, when it come along, you know, I was used to the interceptions, the sacks, you know, and all that. And, you know, me not knowing the X's and O's of football, you know, I mean, every game, you know, I would stand in the stands with your brothers, and I'd be like, man, what's Austin, you know, why ain't he getting the interceptions and stuff like I'm used to? And, you know, they'd be like, well, they moved him to the strong side, and he's not getting the looks that he used to get, you know, and that right there is what I had to get used to, was that part right there. But if somebody watched you, they would realize, you know, I've never seen anybody that could cover the end of the line to the sideline like this kid right here, man. I mean, you know.
And that was the thing when I coached him. I mean, he was just he's so long, and he plays like a Bama defensive end, you know, and he's a stand-up guy, which I know, for example, Moorhead plays like at Georgetown, Kentucky plays like that, you know, and to have a kid to be able to stand up, cover, and also take on the run, you gotta be pretty talented to do it, because it's tough. I know that for a fact.
It's hard, man.
I never coached defensive ends in my life until I got to Belfry, and just to, you know, and when I coached him, he was a freshman. Started as a freshman at Belfry. And you know, and me and him grew up together there. We grew up together in that same position. We grew up together, so we had a really, really close relationship. And we also had T.J. Dotson was a first-year player there too, at defensive end. You know, and I mean, and we showed up and played ball, and I was very impressed. You know, we called on at the end of the year. I don't know what we had, all kinds of picks and stuff. It was amazing though.
Now you know what our purpose here, you know, is to shine the spotlight on you. But before all this right here, you and Coach Jones had a strong connection. I mean, he's helped you ever since.
Oh yeah, definitely. He helped me grow as a person. Yeah.
That's what I mean. He was one of the first ones in your corner that believed in you. You know, and so that's, you know, I've always connected, you know, Coach Jones with you. You know, but the one thing I was, you know, that always made me mad was, you know, when you was in middle school, I loved watching you run the ball, man. I mean, this boy right here, if you watch video, go on YouTube and look up his videos of him running the ball. I mean, this kid, you know, he was a monster. And then when you got to Belfry, you know, I think maybe 2-3 games I watched that they run you. Why wasn't you used that way once you got to high school?
Well, as I go to the high school, you get to where you like weave yourself and like fill a position that you need to go to, all right?
That's right.
And because I wasn't necessarily one of the best of the running backs that could have been there, and because of what I played, I was better off not playing both sides of the ball, because I could save my energy for defense when we already had guys that could play running back for our team.
But didn't you feel like that, I mean, because you knew deep down what you could do, you know, at fullback, didn't you feel that, you know, man, I could bring so much, you know, to this team at the fullback? Because, what did you run the 40?
You got to understand, we had Austin Hatfield,
Yes, that
his
is
freshman
true.
year, and then he was starting off at a new position that we had nothing, and it was hard to learn, you know. So basically, you know, what he was saying is he had to learn.
This brand new position. I never played it before.
Yes, that DN, you got to read, and if you do the wrong read, what they do? They're gonna score.
So more or less, if you would have played fullback, that was just too much on your plate and learning a new position.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now don't get me wrong. Personally, I know this. Haywood wanted him to run and made him get in there a few times and stuff too. But he was just so valuable to our defense, and it showed when we won 3-0 against Wayne County. It just showed. I mean, he was just so valuable to the defense. It was just unreal and stuff. And if he would have got hurt or something would have happened or whatnot, you know, we would have struggled.
Now his size, it deceives teams. I mean, you was actually fast, you know, and you know, I don't know if it's, you know, the legs or what. What do you run your 40 in?
Right now I run my 40 in a 4.7.
That right
Waste
there.
of time.
That's, you know, that's amazing. And whenever I see
6'4". Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all see this kid stand up, y'all realize how tall this kid is. And whenever I look at you, I mean, you know what I see? I see a tight end. You know, I mean, but in Belfry's system, you know, we don't really throw the ball, so you know that wasn't. I guess you know the Bentley kid probably blocked better than didn't he? So that's, but. I mean, that's exactly what I seen was tight end.
I think when he gets to the college level, they're going to put a lot more weight on him. And once you see that, you're going to be like, man, he is really a defensive end. Like, he just had the defensive end body. He's one of those, he's a 3-4 guy. 3-4 is a 5'2", but he's a 3-4 guy. He stand up. And the thing about him, he can cover. You know, that's the thing about him. He can cover, and he also can take on the run. And that is very, very hard to find. I mean, very, very hard to find. And when the colleges really get to see his film and really sit down and evaluate it well, they'll see that too, you know. And in the Belfry system too, you got to understand, you know, you play within the system. And there's calls and stuff here, it ain't made for him to make a play. There's calls where it's made for him to make a play and go on a blitz and stuff. But there's some calls you got to hold up your tight end. You got to do your job to make other guys make the play. So, you know, there's a lot of guys that get overlooked because they're playing within the system and not being selfish. And, you know, he's one of those he's definitely one of those who basically got overlooked and not basically did get overlooked and play within the system, but that's just a testament to the guy he is on and off the field. You know, do whatever it takes for the team to win.
And that's what, you know, he comes from a family of athletes.
Absolutely.
Know?
I play with his brother Chad actually, and he about 6'4", 6'5", and he was a dog.
Yeah.
Chad was a dog. And he was a dog.
And your older brother would have been a great one, Mike, but he had an injury that kept him away. But you know, with all that, you know, whenever, you know, some college is going to be lucky whenever they get this kid because, you know, every college that's, you know, looking for somebody at that position, this is the one that you need because if you watch his game tape, I mean, that's enough said, you know. Yeah. And his highlights will be on there too. But when you go to choose a college, what are you looking for in a college?
The main thing I look for in a college is home, man. If you can't talk to me and be straight up with me and make me feel like I'm comfortable there, it's not for me. It's not for me.
That's it. And I
swear it's it.
Yeah, I totally
no matter
agree.
how good the program is, if you don't like it there and you don't like the people, you're not going to like it there.
That's it. And you won't stay. Home. That's it. You got to feel at home, and that's very important. Why the kids should go and visit. Coaches should set the visits up, and you know, like Joe said, he's going on some visits too. You know, that's the big reason why you go and visit. See how comfortable you are. Everybody's like, why didn't you go to Ohio State, David? Why didn't you go to West Virginia? Why didn't you go to Marshall? Because I felt at home at UK. They made me feel like I was at home. They flew in to Pikeville, come to my school. I went up there and visited. They made me feel like I was at home, and that was the main factor in that. I didn't even know Kentucky had a football team. You know, I just knew I was from West Virginia. I didn't know they had a football team. I thought it was just basketball. So, you know, it's totally right. So kids, listen to him. make sure you go on these visits. Make sure you do your homework with these colleges, because if not, and you go, you may not like it, and you want to come home, and that's just not what we need to do now.
Now, when you chose Kentucky, did it come into play that Kentucky had a national championship and West Virginia don't in football?
Yeah, that was some of it. I knew they didn't have a national championship. I knew Barry Bryant won the national championship, which they try to say that he didn't, because Oklahoma had the media,
Yeah,
whatever we shared, we won the national championship. That's all that mattered.
Yep.
It's on paper. It's there.
Now,
We got the trophy at UK.
now, what we're going to do? You let us know. What you're looking for in college, and our plans are to get your tape out there. We're going to make the calls for you. But one thing before you leave, we want to ask you a couple more questions. I think the fans at home want to know. You played. This boy has won 4 straight titles, and you're the first class ever to do that, right?
Yes, sir.
So, who out of all that talent that you played with, who was the best player that you ever played with?
It's kind of hard to say, because you have so many great people at their positions. Because we had Cole.
Starting a team, who do you want?
I don't know. What do I need most? I don't know.
One player to start a team with. I mean, judging here, physical size, heart, everything. Who is the best player that you ever played with that you would start a team with? If you was drafting, who would you say?
Sonny Warren. No doubt.
That kid's doing
He's a leader.
amazing.
Hey.
Sonny Warren's a leader, man. He changed that program and UPike's program right
He
now.
sure has.
He's doing it right now.
Sonny is
He's the leader.
Yes, he's hands down a leader. I just need 2 of them guys and stuff. And I know one thing. I reached out to Sonny recently, trying to get him on my coaching staff, because he is unbelievable when it comes to that offense. I'm gonna tell you now, not just Belfry offense. Now, this cat can do it. And Sonny's very humble on and off the field and stuff. I mean, this kid is top notch guy. That's a good one to start with. I take that one too. I take that one too. I like that.
He's changing the program.
Yes,
there
he
right
is.
Now, man.
And he's getting a lot of these Belfry kids over there too,
Mm-hmm.
University of Pikeville now. And now Al Holland too. They won the Mid-South Conference. They beat Georgetown this year.
Mm-hmm.
And they was the top dogs of the NAIA now too. So
I think the Warren kid. Honestly, I think he needs to look into a transfer.
he's a senior at that, but they're looking to get him a medical red shirt because he had broke his leg too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think he did the same thing Joe did or something like that, but he broke his leg. He's back, ready to go. Hopefully they get him. I feel that they get him his 5th year and stuff. I mean, the kid is just unbelievable, man. And just go watch him play. I mean, you go watch him play. I don't even have to talk about it. Go watch him play. You can see him. I mean, he's every bit of it.
Now, y'all didn't think I was going to get an answer out of him, did you? now, there's another question that I want to ask you that everybody wants to know. Belfry, Mingo, who wins that game?
Man,
Give us an answer. I know you'll
There's
answer.
not really.
I know you'll
There's
answer.
nothing to say, man.
Don't
We're like the same thing he said, man. We're just going to prepare for the game like we do every week, in and out. Because even though we play, not to knock Sheldon Clark, but the program's not the best, But we still go in every week and we prepare for that team that week. You know what I mean? So we're going to go in the same process and prepare for them.
So tell you what taught you well.
So Belfry by 4 touchdowns.
No answer.
Hey, that's great, man, and I hope you got everybody that's watching see that. We had a guy here from Mingo Central and a guy from Belfry, and there's a lot of animosity between the two should play, which we will get into that later on, but we got to support these kids, man. It ain't the grown-ups playing out there. We got to support every kid. I don't care if it's Mingo or Pike County. We got to support these kids because a lot of people don't know they're close friends. A lot of them are close friends and stuff, and you just got to support these kids. And I know we get on the internet and talk a lot of stuff, but it's all fun and games and stuff, but we got to really, really support our kids around this area because our area is getting very bad.
And that shows you what kind of kids that these boys are.
Absolutely.
That they didn't come out
Absolutely.
and dog the other team.
That's it.
Even though Austin knows that Belfry would Big Mingo, he's not going to come out and say it, because Haywood, teaches them the right
I
way
think
to go
Joe about to run his truck.
Yeah, I got the tow truck over there about to run over me, guys. So we better get out of here. We're going to take a break, guys. But